And now, coming to the stage, your host, the host with the most, who just got toasted, Tyler, Landon May.
Now everybody's high. We can begin. Welcome to the HotBox.
Welcome to the
Let's play bamboozle. I cracked a rib the other. Well, I bruised a rib the other day, so no one make me laugh. Everyone be real serious.
Serious when I laugh.
Don't make me laugh.
And he's coughing and laughing.
Ready to play?
Yeah, I'm fucking ready to play.
Blue possum.
He's cough laughing. He's laugh coughing.
Oh no! Good thing I
He's
don't.
laughing.
He's coughing.
Who are the first two contestants? Am I one of them?
We are.
You know, you do it head to head?
Motherfucker, yeah.
You are the
Two brothers, one to war. One wore blue and
Two
one
enter.
wore gray. I don't want to fight my sister.
Only two enter.
I want to fight your sister.
Only one.
No way.
I
don't
bet
let
you
somebody else
do
fight
too,
my sister.
motherfucker.
You don't understand. Our fighting involves touching butts. It's butt fighting. That's how we do it.
Cheek to cheek. Like, no, it wasn't.
We're dancing cheek to cheek. Doing the bumps.
Hey.
Wow, sexy,
Let's
sexy. There ain't nothing wrong if you want to do the butt all night long.
No, you gotta know. You gotta sing the Humpty dance.
I don't have to
With
get
that
out
on, you gotta do the Humpty dance.
We listened to Humpty Dance this morning. And the 69 position but doesn't tickle your wrist. I have gotten busy in a Burger King bathroom.
Yeah, there you go.
I used to work at Burger
There
King.
you go.
I never would do something like that because I have self-respect.
She
Because
means
you're a lady.
working at Burger King Park. She would have sex in a Burger King.
Because you're a lady.
You guys just keep
They
talking.
Because I'm a lady.
I'm your
I, on the other hand, will not have sex in the Burger King bathroom because I do not like Burger King.
This is just a preamble to the show, folks. This is not the best show in the world. This is just a tribute to the best show in the world.
It's been a sloppy morning.
Oh, come on, dude.
It's pancake.
Why do you talk about your wiping issues when you
Yeah,
come here to
yeah,
do the
yeah.
thing?
Strawberry
Chris
cough.
always goes to poop stuff.
Butt
Every
stuff.
time.
You were saying I always go to butt stuff.
Can I grab this?
Let's take it out of context.
From
under your
Seriously.
feet.
Oh my god, is it still
Yeah,
there?
but that's not
It's a mouse.
Okay, so we got the game
Mouse.
pieces in place. You know how we begin with the paper, rock, scissors, or rock,
Rock, paper, scissors?
Whatever you people
Right,
call
One,
it.
two, three, and on 4 we go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot! All right, Chris goes first. India, slang, or eagles?
India, slang, or eagles. Slang, please.
Slang.
The slang is slang.
What three-digit number term has become associated with not found because of its connection to broken web connections?
503,
Steal the question or get a new one?
401.
Mm.
You can have
New
it.
one.
It was 404, by the way.
404.
How would someone say the phrase day to day in Pig Latin?
Day to day.
Snoop Dogg.
Diem per diem? No, wait, no.
She's too smart for this show.
Oh, no. Day to day.
Wait a minute. How come I can fucking say the wrong thing?
I think that is the wrong answer.
That's the wrong answer.
So you can steal that.
What was the question again?
I'm sorry.
How would someone say the phrase day to day in Pig Latin?
I just heard Latin.
Oh, A to...
No, can I steal it then?
Correct. Ute, ute, a day.
I couldn't have done that.
But you
one
didn't.
first. Oh
It's
my
still
God.
on Chris. Still on
God
Chris.
damn it.
When I grab.
That was amazing.
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Cool. Thank you.
Collections, Genghis Khan, or birds?
Collections. Assuming it's nerdy.
What two-letter company manufactures Beanie Babies?
Tie.
Correct. Spin the wheel. Wheel of Mayhem.
I've never owned a Beanie Baby.
Right.
believe
Just
you.
the fucking wheel.
But two
Yes,
dozen.
hit.
He
Why?
rips them. Oh, great spin.
Oh.
Fantastic spin. We need a little...
The wheel's spinning better.
No, that's a 3.
Oh,
Whoa, move it on up. Boom, boom.
moving on up.
Oh, wait, that's not.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
that's right.
my bad. I shouldn't have said it as
One.
Yeah, it's right there, right there, right there. You got it, you got it.
Nope, this is the Google. One up would be Google. And it's, oh, I'm Google, yeah, not Tomato. You're right, sorry.
I know.
Me dumb. Okay,
Europe, the moon, or Africa?
Africa. What's so funny about that? You racist motherfucker.
No, just a double finger.
The oldest Homo sapien fossils.
This is an African gesture.
I'm
Africa.
only gonna say this once. That's
What
not
is it?
true. The oldest Homo sapiens fossils dating 160,000 years ago were discovered in what African nation? Zimbabwe, Nigeria, or Ethiopia?
Oh, Nigeria.
Steel or new question?
Ethiopia.
Correct. Spin the wheel.
Ooh, legit 3.
Legit 3.
Legit 3. And I
With the
believe it's
respect
question
in the
again, right?
room. Yep.
Is that she got the successful steal. Here we go. Good job, kid.
Thank you.
Movie musicals, monkeys, or hurricanes?
What?
Movie musicals, monkeys, or hurricanes?
I think I deserve the sound effect again. Okay.
You've been discovered.
Movie musicals. Now, what's the movie musical choices? Monkeys or...
Movie musicals, hurricanes, or monkeys? But you chose movie musicals.
This is really musical.
Oh, okay. Movie musicals.
What 1939 classical musical movie was filmed in both black and white and color?
1939.
It was not I Dream of Jeannie, by the way.
Steel or new question?
Well, if only I had a brain, sir. I believe it's The Wizard of Oz.
Correct. Spin that wheel.
If only I could make sure to be smart ass when I'm
Such a good
correct.
spins.
Yeah.
Oh. I wish I could keep that. Oh, that's a 2. And just a reminder to the audience, the small negatives don't count, and yes, I've still not fixed the board.
Sorry.
Late night TV, Australia or liquor?
Late night television.
Who took over hosting The Tonight Show in February of 2014?
That would be, Jimmy Fallon.
Correct, spin that wheel.
I really didn't want to
Just
know
spin the
that.
fucking wheel.
Very grumpy lady.
That's
Oh!
tag along. That means the blue possums move up 2 spaces.
Moving on up.
Moving on up.
But still my turn, yes?
Yes, still your turn. Gems, that's G-E-M-S, not J-I-M-S.
Oh, gems. That's
Gems.
how a person outside of the Deep South would say it.
Gems.
Say it like somebody who could own one, sir.
Gems?
Oh!
Gem.
Let's talk about pecans.
Insects or superheroes?
Gems, something with sex, and what?
Insects or superheroes?
Sex. Superhero, sir.
The Fantastic Four's Sue Storm is the sister of what other superhero?
Johnny Storm, a.k.a. the Human Torch.
Thank you. It said the Human Torch, so I would not have known if you were
Johnny
correct.
Storm.
Spin that
I think Mariah Carey's ex-played it in the most recent years.
Which one?
This is when she just broke up with it. It was on Wild Out.
The
I
Cannon?
think it was wasn't it Nick Cannon?
That's a 3.
That's racist. It wasn't him.
Wasn't him? Sick haircut.
Oh, and he's landed on the hop and wango.
Wango!
When I start talking, you start hopping. It's the hop and wango. You want time, month, or Asia?
Time, month, or Asia?
Well, it all has to do with my period.
One of these objects doesn't belong here. I will take Asia. Hold on.
Always put on the angel pass, even if he gets it wrong, it stays with him. What is the largest country located entirely in Asia?
China.
Correct. Spin that wheel. That's a great hopping challenge right there.
Hey, you never know.
Oh, hey, you have to wear the angel pass for the rest of the game.
Oh, I did?
Yeah,
Yep.
that way we don't.
I thought because I actually succeeded with these.
Yeah, no.
I just want people to look funny wearing this stuff. I think it's
Well,
funny.
no, because then he can pretend that he didn't do it. Because
That's
we all
true.
look hot.
That's true. That's a way to keep people. And don't forget the passive glasses if you don't know the answer.
That's right.
That's a 3. Oh, that puts him already in the rainbow ring. Good lord, that's the quickest.
Someday Chris will find
Let me tell you something, you guys.
the rainbow
I'm quick at a lot of things.
connection.
Alright, I'm going to take over your spot for
Oh,
just a minute
shit.
here.
Okay,
Chris,
what do we have?
This is Cinco or Swimmo. 5 questions. You have to get 4 correct to get out of the rainbow ring.
And, oh wait, can I have a question for clarification, sir?
Yes.
I can't remember. Did we decide the passive glasses are functional?
As long as you have not used them through the game, which you have not, you can use the passive glasses
All right,
during
Michael,
Cinco
I want
or
you to pay
Swimmo.
attention. I feel like you might be a super comic book nerd, but I feel like I know him a little bit better, and I feel a better feeling about him.
Right.
Okay.
The topic is comic books. Number 1. This comic book series by Jonan Vasquez told the story of a psychotic young man who seeks...
Johnny Homicidal Maniac.
Correct. The first modern comic book, Famous Funnies, was released the same year Hitler became Chancellor of Germany. Name that year.
Chancellor, not their... 1936?
Incorrect. It was 1933. Who was the first costumed superhero? Superman, Arrow, or the Phantom?
The Phantom.
Correct. Name the superhero team that includes a sentient tree.
Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Name the best-selling comic book of all time.
Like individual issue
Yes.
or title?
Individual issue.
The Death of Superman. Nope, the wedding of Superman and Lois Lane.
It was X-Men number 1.
Damn it! No, wait, was it X-Men number 1 or was it giant-sized X-Men number 1?
It said X-Men number 1 in the comic book trivia I looked up. That means you get a chance because Chris did not
That's
get
right,
4
that's
out of
right,
5
that's right.
correct.
Wait, doesn't she, no, she's still, I'm still just in there, aren't I? Or do I just go back to there?
You stay there, but
She still
if
gets
you
to,
did,
we were just resuming the game, I think, right?
nope, how we've been doing it is if the person that got in the rainbow ring doesn't get their questions right, then the next person comes up and they get a chance.
She
So
could,
they automatically get moved into
but
the
is it,
rainbow ring.
did she just say answer comic book questions?
No. It's
Well, then I'm less interested.
music. Music trivia. Come on. No.
I'm paying attention to this one too.
People.
And yeah, remember you can use the passive glass.
But here's the thing, if you only got 5 questions for each of us,
Uh-huh.
and she fails this too, what the fuck happens then?
I don't know. We've never gotten to that
Push-up
point.
contest.
Shut your poor mouth, Chris. That's the answer.
Name.
Poor mouth, miss.
Okay, I'm looking for the nicknames here that are represented in the initials of the band. Name the 3 members of TLC.
T-Bies, Left Eye, and Chili.
Correct. This NBA star had a short-lived rap career in the 1990s.
Not sure who that far
Dennis
away.
Rodman? No, Shaq.
No!
Oh yeah, I guess Shaq is the right answer.
Yeah, we all know that, except for her, and it's just the first one she said. She said Rodman. The Worm was obviously a break dancer. That's how he got his name.
We need to start clarifying when people are giving their final answer or not, I think.
All right, fine, she can have it. Fine. Fine.
No, she's the boss, remember?
Name the first host of Total Request Live.
I passed the glasses.
Oh, pass the glasses. Who you passing them to? Who's gonna know? The first
You've got to be
host
old enough.
of TRL. And it cannot be me.
I'll
And
take
you
mine.
probably don't want to pass them to Chris.
I have compulsive issues. If I knew the answer, I would definitely say the answer.
No?
But I don't think I do.
Do we choose her? I thought she had.
Oh, Michael Garcia.
Alright, here's a pass of glasses. The first host of MTV's Total Request Live.
Well, I've only got I believe he was a host. I don't know if it was the first, but Carson Daly?
Correct.
Okay.
This
See,
can
I thought it was so obvious that that couldn't be
I thought it
it.
was the other guy.
No, he's the only one I can think of.
Next!
Alright, next question.
Okay. This Canadian comedian started his career as a rapper.
It explains so much.
If you're thinking
It
of
fits
first.
who I'm thinking of.
Me too.
7 seconds.
One more time. And
This Canadian comedian started his career as a rapper.
Tom Green?
Correct.
Oh, that's not me. I thought Dane Cook was Canadian. Is Dane Cook Canadian?
Okay, next.
I don't know.
Dane,
So-
was
okay.
Dane Cook a rapper?
Was
That's
Dane
like-
Cook a comedian?
This is for the win.
Tom Green makes a lot more sense.
Tom Petty invited this member of Nirvana to join his band after the death of Kurt Cobain.
David Grohl.
Correct. We have a winner. The Blue Possums win for the second week in a row. Pull the tail of the golden monkey to enter Paradise Pond.
We need to get maybe some party poppers.
Do we have enough time for me to get it? Oh!
What?
Jesus Christ, you fucking Mongo.
She hawked it.
And the golden monkey is.
You guys might not know this, but Jennifer
There
is
is no more
47.
golden monkey.
First you destroy the foundation of the building we're in.
Fucking
No,
kaiju.
that's not even connected to the building we're in.
I know.
Fucking kaiju.
I'm sorry that I did that. Here's your monkey back.
Now it's like
She's giving back to
Touch
the
your
limp,
Thank
dead
you.
monkey.
Don't touch my monkey.
Sorry, we'll figure out a way to
We got
get
some
it
hot
back
mic
up.
on mic action coming
I-
next. That takes
Oh, is that? Yeah, I'd love to get in.
Okay, so a quick break and then another second round.
Yeah, we're doing good. That was the best
Yeah.
game we've ever played.
You playing in
I'm
that?
in. I'm
Okay, who wants to play in the second game?
It's gonna be
against
Mike versus
Michael?
Mike.
All right.
You wanna play Mike?
Okay, I'm not very smart.
You just do it. I mean, we're failing at Are You Smarter Than a Fourth Grader shit.
It's
That's the one with
and
the
there
nerdy
is
stuff.
random things that come
What?
up that
Yeah,
change
some
up the
really
game
nerdy
too.
stuff.
What category?
Movies.
For your special, like what category are you best at? Because you're gonna look up your five, Cinco or Swimmo.
Cinco or swimmo.
Cinco or Swimmo.
Or swimmo.
Crayons? Coloring books?
Sports in general or a specific sport? You can get pretty specific.
I turned it off.
Well, can I get more specific with my movies then?
Wait a minute, if we get super specific, how about comic books Chris has read? That's
We
the
did
next
horror
one.
movies last week. So
Just
we
the
can do,
preacher.
like,
Well, I was gonna do horror movies.
Okay.
Horror movies?
Horror movies.
Get as specific as you want.
Horror movies Mike's seen.
Horror?
Which
You don't
is
like
all horror.
you don't like a shitload about horror movies though in general. That's that. Like you just know a lot of horror movies though.
Yeah.
You don't really have.
No, that's pretty. One more question before we start.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your win.
I'm very, very happy about it. Thank you.
Every week Chris does that when the second person goes in the line, but it's the first person failed. He's always
Well,
like,
you
oh,
know,
how we do
like,
it.
are you a phase on Love It?
No.
Like, he's like big work at Friday.
Yeah.
But he's a comedic actor. He's in
enjoy
this
those
movie I just
sports?
watched the scene
Yes,
about the other
sir.
night. He's in the #1 grossing film of all time in South Africa, and it's nothing but poop jokes. It's just that
Yeah,
there's something
I mean,
humor. It's just that's their
It's
thing. They're just like the
I
poopy
say it's
jokes.
difficult, man, because it's like I don't think puppets are funny. I just don't.
Depends.
Oh, man, I love the Muppets.
What about the puppets fucking each other in Team America World Police? Yo?
Team America is different.
That's what I'm saying,
talking
there's
about, no, I'm
exceptions.
talking about a guy standing up with a puppet.
But
on
they're
his
not even
arm.
puppets,
I
they're
can't do
marionettes,
that.
by
Yeah.
the way.
It doesn't work for me. But some people think it's really good. It's just not for me, but it doesn't. No.
There's I'm trying to remember his name. He was the guy on Soap. He had an alliterative.
We were just talking about self this
Billy
morning.
Crystal.
Billy Crystal. Yeah,
No, not Billy Crystal. The brother, his name was like Bobby Brown or something like that. It was alliterative with a B, I think.
Oh.
And he had a ventriloquist dummy on Soap.
Didn't
And-
Billy Crystal have the dummy for a while?
No. Well, maybe in a small couple episode arc, but there is a specific brother that.
Yeah, I do remember a crazy brother. Wasn't he in and out of a mental institution or something like that too?
That was a different brother.
That's the father.
Oh, that's a big family. There's a lot
That's
of
the
crazy
father.
fuckers.
His father was
I
addicted
used to
business.
watch that show when it was on TV.
I'm actually
It was
streaming
one of
it
my
right now.
first-
You're into it. Yeah,
I'm
because
actually streaming
the
it.
father's like, doesn't he end up thinking he's like a UFO alien? Doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he was
actually end up
abducted.
being a UFO?
He
Yeah,
was abducted by,
Yeah, yeah.
by aliens.
But it's
the
ambiguous.
introduction to the show was that it's Bert. His name is Bert.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's married to a woman that he can't have sex with because he feels guilty because he murdered her husband, her other husband.
Oh.
So his son, who he didn't think was his son, is actually his son. It's just a whole twist and turn, and then that attributes to his mental illness.
It's a really good show.
Jay
It's
Johnson.
great.
Jimmy Johnson?
Jay Johnson.
Jay Johnson.
It's
Yeah,
great.
and then if
So
you
it is
go on
literary.
YouTube, he does one of those monkey sock puppets. You know, the ones with the
Oh,
long
yeah.
arms that you can
Sure.
buy and you see street artists with sometimes.
Sock monkey, yeah.
Well, not a sock monkey.
No?
It's like a typical sock
Oh, it
monkey.
looks like the
Puppet.
fuzzy monkey. With the,
Yeah.
with the mouth is not fuzzy. It's like a beige usually or whatever.
Yeah, and he'll like look at himself.
Yeah,
It's
long
got
arms and
arms that
sticks.
go around his neck and waist.
Yes, I do know. what
So
you're
he
talking
can just have his hand in it and it looks as though it's hanging
Sure.
on him. And it's one of the greatest ventriloquist bits you will ever see, and it's on YouTube. You should check it out.
There's a whole bunch. I was talking to Jen Fay about this because I was watching this guy who was really good at doing card shuffling. And it's like, there's this whole genre of things where it's like, I respect the ability to do this thing that I don't give a fuck about. Like, it's very obvious that this is really hard to do, this thing that this person's doing. At the same time, that's the extent of my ability to engage with it is like, that's got to be really hard. Yeah, you know, but it's like some shit I would never fuck with.
Right, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
On Netflix a couple years ago, I watched a documentary on a card magician who as I watched the documentary, I mean, I just kind of rolled into it. I was like, I guess I'll watch this. And it's kind of reflecting on this entire career of this old card magician.
He's the guy that was in Magnolia, isn't he? He's kind of got, yeah, he's a big guy, highish pitched.
This is he's got kind of heavy set beard.
He was in Magnolia. Have you ever seen the movie Magnolia?
I have, but I don't remember it well.
He's only in it for a moment. He's the guy who, in the end of, or backstage with the guy who tries to kill himself. He's the one who keeps saying, you can't, you're maybe through with the past, but the past ain't through with us. He's like his old, he's a well-known magician. He's in a lot of P.T. Anderson movies. Yeah,
and I remembered seeing him, because they showed clips of him back on like Letterman and Johnny Carson.
Yeah, he's like the most famous card guy.
Yeah, and he was like throwing cards and sticking them into the sides of watermelons and stuff.
You can actually straight up murk, I mean, if they hold still. You can't do it to somebody who's holding still, but you can straight up murk somebody in the right situation and play a card.
Well,
have you ever seen those
well, Gambit can do.
Well, he just has to charge up the kinetic energy. Have you ever seen North Korea, Kim Jong, the family, their bodyguards, they have their own like super secret service special agent bodyguard guys?
Right.
These motherfuckers can throw a sewing needle through glass. Like, throw a sewing needle through glass.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how often that comes up, but that's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
That's, you could, like, if you need to pop a balloon inside of a car, you can fucking do that shit.
Or kill a watermelon and have no cards handed.
You think one needle would kill like a full-size watermelon?
Or poison
watermelon. You could poison it, that's true, you could poison it.
Knock a piece of paper out of somebody's hand.
What would the point of a needle be without
somebody
poison?
get in a finger.
Get him right to the nail. Oh, Jesus. So throwing through glass, it is pretty impressive. That's another of the skills where it's like, I don't know how useful
5 minutes and we'll be ready to play.
All right, Tyler.
So 10 minutes we'll be ready to play.
You know what we should start doing is having reservations for this game and people can get their category. All right, I'm going to do some time. I'm going to do some time.
Yeah, fill it up.
Do some material.
Gotta do some stretching.
Sorry, that's not to be an
Do some of my world famous jokes.
I didn't want to be rude.
Let's talk about puppets. Let's talk about ventriloquism. Do some material. It's funny that we're talking about ventriloquism now. When I first started doing comedy, I've been doing stand-up for about a little over a year now. When I first started doing stand-up, I was like a couple of weeks into doing stand-up, and I thought, I've done a few mics, I'm a stand-up. So I'm going to tell my coworkers. And this is the thing, you cannot tell your coworker that you do comedy, because they don't know what the fuck that means. First of all, they're like, well, why are you here? Why are you in Hollywood? Because they think if you do comedy, you must be rich, right? No, there's no middle class of entertainment to most people. They don't see it. And they also just don't have, they engage with comedy in a very specific way. So I'm working with this guy, Jerry. And I say to Jerry, excited, really excited to share this. Jerry, I just started doing stand-up. He's like, I love stand-up comedy, I love it. Great news to me, right? I got to work with this guy all day making elephant ears. We're going to talk about comedy, because he loves stand-up. And if I say to Michael, either Michael, if I say I love stand-up, you're going to know I know at least 10 guys I could talk about, right? A bunch of stuff. Jerry says to me, I love stand-up. I think we're going to have a great conversation. He says, Jerry, that's great. Who's your favorite comedian? Jerry says, do you know who Peanut is?
Oh, no.
I do not. No, I do not know who Peanut is, Jerry. I'm thinking he's talking about Gabriel Iglesias, because Gabriel's just released an album with donuts in the cover. I'm thinking food in my head for some reason. I say, is that the heavy-set Latino guy, Fluffy? And he goes, no, Peanut's from an island. Now at this point, I think maybe Jerry thinks that Samoans and Mexicans are the same thing. I don't know, because I still don't know who the fuck Peanut is. I'm like, whatever, The Rock can play it. right? The Rock's a North African if he needs to be North African, sure,
There you
whatever.
go.
Nobody talks about whitewashing with The Rock because everybody's happy to have The Rock playing them. Let's fix it. Wouldn't you just be happy to say, yeah, The Rock's one of me? Sure. Whatever I am, I've got those genes. So no, Jerry says, no, he's from an island. I still don't know who Peanut is. Now, long story short, we get around to discussing what this guy looks like, and he says he's purple. Again, I'm really fucking confused. Now I'm thinking, does he mean blue? And is it some guy that took like too much colloidal silver and fucking turned blue? Is it that Papa Smurf guy I read about in Utah? And is he doing stand-up now? And that's Jerry's fucking favorite comedian. And I gotta go home and find these videos is what I'm thinking. Well, no, gets around to it, Jerry explains to me, no, Peanut is in fact Jeff Dunham's puppet. That's right. Jerry's favorite comedian
It's not even.
is the puppet. Jerry thinks Peanut, the fucking puppet, writes those jokes, you guys. He didn't say Jeff Dunham is his favorite comedian. He says his favorite comedian is the fucking puppet. I guess I'd be happy it's not that terrorist one, right? Like, it could have been that fucking puppet. That's Jerry. The other one I get is people say, do you do impressions? Because that's the other people think if you're a comic, you do impressions, right? Obviously, very difficult for a person that looks like this in this day and age to get away with doing a lot of impressions. I don't do impressions.
Michael Stipe.
No, Michael Stipe. I bald.
Flashy.
A little good.
Groucho Marx.
Groucho Marx. Because I'm a Jew. But I do one impression. I do one impression. It's a Mexican man. It's not a racist impression. It's my brother-in-law. And he sounds exactly like me. He's just way more into soccer and fucking my sister. He's from here. Why would he sound different? He's from here. Come on. He lives in Canby. He doesn't sell oranges. You know, he's a guy from Canby. Also, he doesn't overpronounce Roja when he's ordering salsa at the burrito place. He's a lot more confident in himself when we go get burritos. He doesn't salsa verde like I do. Like I'm trying. Like if they won't spit on your food if you put like 50 R's in the word verde, you guys. It's totally true. I'm pretty sure.
For every
Culo vato means great guy at the front counter, right? Culo vato? That means I like that guy up there, I think, right? The guys, I used to work with these guys, they called me Chupacabra. I thought it was way more complimentary when they said, no, it's goth. That means goth. I'm like, okay. Doesn't, by the way. It means goat sucker.
Never let people translate and laugh at you.
I just thought we were being buddies, man. It's nice to have, they're the best employees ever had. Let's see. 7-Eleven child prostitution. I read Blue Lives Matter. You guys, of course, follow them on Twitter, I'm sure, right?
No, what?
Lovely fucking human beings. A representative of Blue Lives Matter recently said that Black Lives Matter is a racist organization against police officers. Now, here's the thing. I'm an empiricist. I like to see if things can be proven true or not. I think it's put it to test. Let me shoot some fucking cops, and if the police don't investigate it, then yeah, I guess it is okay to be. I guess it's possible to be racist against cops. So let's say we test it, guys. There's some people that just got acquitted. That would be a good place to start, right? We know their names, right? I'm just saying shoot cops, guys. Just really trying to couch my murder people language in jokes. Let's see what else we got here. There's an addiction tearing through the comedy community right now, you guys. It's very upsetting. I want to talk to you guys about it. Seen a lot of people. It's the worst addiction in the world. It's worse. It's the worst thing in the world.
Worse than you thought.
This addiction is so bad.
How bad is it?
This addiction is so bad. I spend hours a week crying watching other people take this. It's called external validation, you guys. Stop it. It's making you unfunny. There's only one fucking person who should be out there trying to amuse, and he's the person holding the microphone. Fuck everybody else, you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Aww.
Fuck everybody else.
Hug.
Yeah, hug time to hug.
You do have to admire.
Fuck everyone else.
You do have to admire sex addicts, though, who turn to prostitution to feed their addiction. I mean, just as a socialist, you know, controlling the means of production, right? Putting it in the hands of the workers or mouth, but whatever. Sex addiction.
I don't know what you guys say.
Let's see, Kanye material.
Oh,
Done my con. You've heard, yeah, whatever. You've heard my Kanye stuff. I was like a regular comedian. You'd hear my same material like 8,000 fucking times.
Okay, so let's hear your Conway shit again.
You want to hear Kanye?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
Actually, okay, Kanye.
Yeah, that guy hasn't heard it yet.
I hadn't heard it
One
yet.
Herman.
I know that when I come up stage and the way I present myself, the way I look,
Yeah.
that I seem like an asshole.
Yeah, you do.
No.
I want to assure
Yeah,
you
he does.
that it's okay. I am an
Stage not
asshole.
required.
I've been tested. There is a test for that. It's like a replicant test from Blade Runner. It's an asshole test, and this is what it is. If you listen to any Kanye West record and you start thinking it's about you, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And I am a fucking asshole, you guys. I listen to Jesus Walks With Me. This isn't even a joke. She's heard me do it. And I sing along like they're talking to me. And in my head, when I'm saying something that's upsetting people, I am in my head, I'm like, yeah, they don't want me to talk about my fucking rape jokes and fucking open mics anymore because they're trying to hold me back. They're fucking trying to keep me down, you guys. And then I say, and I talk about giving my booty up to some guy at 7-Eleven for Mickey's Big Mouth, and in the back of my head I hear, Jesus walks with him. And I'm like, yeah, you're fucking ain't right, this shit's about with me. I love Kanye.
Good time.
Do the walk though, where you do the.
Jesus walks. Here's the thing about doing that kind of walking. That is called stepping, sir. And when I served in the United States Army, you card dropping motherfucker.
Are we ready for the next game?
When I served in the United States Army, I served with people who stepped. They were called Q dogs. Q. Those guys are crazy. Anybody would let you put a hot fucking brand on you to join a club. You have to pay tuition to be a member of it. It's nuts. Those guys nuts. But you know what? If you get pulled over by a cop who is a frat person, you get auto tickets apparently. So I guess that's worth it.
Hot.
That's the way to do it. Hot shit. Go. And that was what was hot shit supposed to be, Tyler? What were we supposed? I don't know that.
It's when somebody gets the hungry monkey and has to move down. Then.
Oh, we're going down, down, baby.
that
Go
makes
street
sense.
in the Range Rover, street sweeper, baby cop, ready to let it go. Oh, I do know that song. I know that song way better than I thought I did. Jimmy, Cocoa Pop, listen to me now. Light it up and take a puff. Listen to me now, going down.
I don't know if you had this. Did you have
Well, let's just sing Lewis on dubs. Smoking on
No, let's
shrubs.
just play a game, guys. Are you guys ready?
Are you guys ready? Tyler, are you ready for me to bring you up?
I am indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again at the HotBox to welcome you for a second exciting round of Bamboozled. Coming to the stage, the host of the most, the one who likes toast. But his wife doesn't, his girlfriend doesn't because she's gluten-free, you guys. Coming to the stage, my buddy, your buddy, Mr. Tyler Landon May.
I saw shampoo in the grocery store yesterday that said it was gluten-free. What's for real? It said paraben-free and gluten-free. And I didn't know that any, maybe, are there wheat shampoos? This isn't material, it's just, I'm seriously asking.
Are there wheat?
Wheat shampoos.
Yes,
It said-
there definitely is. I remember
Honey,
wheat and
is it
honey.
good?
There's milk. Why not wheat? Why not have a whole
I don't
breakfast
know.
head?
Do people that are,
They have vegan blunt wraps.
There we go. How do they keep the bugs out?
goddamn ribs. Alright, let's get these contestants up here.
Whoop, whoop.
No.
Whoop, whoop.
Alright, who wants to be Blue Possum?
Taking this out.
Blue Possum's good luck, man. I was
Who wants to be who?
Oh, I'm a green lizard.
The lizard.
And you're the Blue Possums.
I gotta be a rat.
Right down here on the hook.
Put it on the little hook down there. Alright, the way we start the game is with a quick rock, paper, scissors.
Never works right when I'm involved.
I don't even know what that is, but we'll give it a shot.
You know what rock, paper, scissors is. Don't play dumb.
We flip coins, man.
We're gonna do.
You know what rock, paper, scissors is.
Oh, you got me saying easy up for people who have money.
We're gonna count to
Yeah, look at me. We're fancy.
No, we don't.
We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, shoot. And when I say shoot, you throw out rock, paper, or scissors.
Yeah.
You punch people.
1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, shoot. We're gonna call it scissors. We're calling that scissors.
It's a scissor.
Scissors. Scissors.
He said shoot.
Oh, you shot me.
He
This is my shield.
Oh, when you're done cooking, I could use a card person, by the way.
Jennifer, would you please help with the cards?
Yes, I want the help with the cards.
I just need 3 at a time. I'm gonna turn to you. Thank you. So we're starting with you. Do you want a question about kaiju, cartoon strips, or Charles Dickens?
Cartoon Cartoon strips.
Deep Dickens.
Cartoon strips. Let's see. What is the name of Bill Watterson's comic about a young boy and his stuffed tiger?
Hmm. Can I ask somebody?
Oh, you
Well, you
could.
can use the
But
you can
it's
use
so early in
press.
the game.
you can use the pass it glasses.
So-
Yeah, you should explain both rules.
True, true.
Halo and
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you don't know
there
the
go.
answer, once during the game you can use the pass it glasses, which you give it to someone in the audience, and they can answer the question for you. The angel pass is even if you get the question wrong, you get to keep your turn
But you then must wear the angel pass
for the
halo.
rest of the game.
And it's really,
Ah.
it's actually a really pretty halo.
It looks
I'll
nice.
pass it.
Pass it glasses.
No, I'll pass. You can't pass it to the question. Or?
Nope,
Yeah.
but you can.
Well, you
Okay,
can
yeah.
give it
No,
off
you
just
can
for
give it
your
up.
turn.
Yeah.
You can give these to one of them if you want one of them to answer the
Then,
question.
Pass
That's
it
what the-
glasses.
Are you using the pass it glasses?
That's so early in the game.
Yeah,
Don't.
yeah,
Don't.
yeah.
So
I got
those-
it now.
You choose one of them and they're
What was
going to
it?
answer the question
It's
for
two
I
you.
people
know
to
the
choose from.
answer.
Here.
Okay.
Put on them, you gotta put on the
glasses.
pass it glasses. Pass it glasses. That's fine. Calvin and Hobbes is correct.
Calvin.
Calvin.
Spin that wheel behind you there, and it's give it a
What
good
was
spin.
that for
It's,
Halloween?
it'll
Calvin.
stay on.
Bow, bow.
Let's see here. One. Move up one spot to that little green hook there. 3 cards, please.
Whoa, what are you cooking?
1,
I'll
2,
share.
3.
What is it?
It's a cinnamon bread.
Wow, it smells amazing.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ancient Egypt, people named Jennifer, or the human body.
By the way, people named Jennifer have a human body.
And they're
Even the
from
ones from
Egypt.
Egypt.
Human body.
Okay. What was the last name of the 2 sisters that led the band Heart? It's a very pretty loose definition of the human body that they're using
Because
here.
the name of the band.
No kidding.
Very loose definition. That's like 80s rock music.
Who did the voice of Brain on Pinky and
Do you know the
Art, I guess. I don't know.
Steal a question
I will
or
steal that question. The last name is Wilson.
correct? Spin the wheel.
And Phillips.
And what was
Just
the
saw him
name?
last summer.
What's the name of the blonde one with the big
I was
booties?
gonna hand you stuff. You don't trust
The
me.
Lesser Wilson.
The less not.
Oh, did you already spend?
I did -1.
Oh, negative
Negative
1.
I got nowhere to go.
This is going to be a long game. As long as I keep getting the answers.
The
wrong.
North Pole, cult movies or TV comedies?
Oh, cult movies.
All right.
Do it.
Who plays the title character in the 2001 cult film Donnie Darko?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Correct. Spin that wheel.
Turtle Face's brother.
Yep.
The one that almost was Spider-Man.
That's a great spin. That's quite a spin.
The other Spider-Man.
And that's a 2.
Proper
Two, I'll take it.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Studio.
Oh, it's not
That's
right
my studio.
at all.
Kings, TV ads, or Christianity?
TV ads. About kings and
You
Christians.
can almost always guess which of the 3 you're going to choose. What fast food chain ran an ad campaign in the 80s around the slogan, "Where's the beef?"
Oh, that'd be Wendy's.
That'd be Wendy's. Spin that wheel.
Arby's.
Where's the beef?
Round and round it goes.
I think that'd be a good hip hop theme, burger place theme though. We'd start.
Oh, that's a 1. Move it over there.
Oh my God, it's the one.
He blew on it.
You blew on it.
Christopher would blow on it for comic books and cigarettes.
Yeah.
Speaking of comic books,
Spencer.
No,
comic
he's like
books,
someone else.
80s television, or Pink?
80s television.
Choo, 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 choo.
Hitch my bridge.
What future star got his first major role as Alex P. Keaton on the TV show Family Ties?
Michael J. Fox.
Mike J. Fox is correct. Spin that wheel.
And the
Better known
J is
as-
for jerky.
Better known as Twitchy.
Put the eggs, put the eggs.
They're up for you guys when you're done.
Choo.
I like them sunny. Funny.
Ah, -2.
And I'm
Good.
free.
No. One.
Stays on you though.
Why? I wanted to see him rise.
Free bleeding.
Guns, candy, or Buddhism?
All good things.
It goes together.
I smell
Guns?
Ooh, nuts and shit, guys.
In what country was gunpowder invented?
Is it an A, B, or C, or just an answer?
You don't know?
Just an answer.
China.
China's correct. Spin that wheel.
I just wasn't sure if the question was done. You look like you was still reading.
You just blow it off.
Let's see, where's it gonna land? We got a 2 because we ignore the negative. We ignore the small negative.
Negative. Accentuate the positive.
Cocktails, ethnic food, or Hall of Fame?
I want to know what their Hall of Fame is.
Ethnic.
Who was the first inductee into the WWE, WWF, Hall of Fame in 1993?
93. Andre the Giant.
Correct! Spin that wheel. Wow, I'm impressed.
Me too.
Might have been when he died.
I guess that.
I was
I
probably.
was thinking it was somebody who died. That's what it
Oh, negative 3. Man.
1, 2,
Going.
This is gonna be
matter.
a
How many
struggle.
questions
So many right answers. I'm getting
This
nowhere.
is gonna be a big struggle.
Antarctica, South America, or power couples?
Power couples.
Bernie Sanders saying all the right stuff and still getting nowhere. What was the name of the first child of Beyonce and Jay-Z?
I'm going to pass it glasses.
Pass the
To
glasses.
Jennifer.
No, Mr. Jennifer.
Wow.
I think it's too late. And you're already wearing them
You're already
anyway.
wearing them.
The name of Jay-Z and Beyonce's first child.
Should have sent it to Christmas.
I don't think I know either.
Don't know.
Should have gone with the Halo.
Oh.
Baby, I can see your halo. I can sing that Beyonce song though. Does that make it?
Guess, make a guess.
Steal the question.
Still. Blue Ivy?
Blue Ivy's correct. Spin the wheel.
Oh!
He got one!
No. I didn't even get a pass it glasses chant. I mean, that's
Wow,
what get me in.
Oh, hold on. Push that arrow forward a little bit. Let's see where the...
No, the arrow.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 3. That's a positive 3.
I'm gonna
Move it
lose
up.
this game.
Oh, and this is the backwards Wango. You have to say the answer backwards.
Can you give him an example?
Give me an example.
So, if the answer was Jimi Hendrix, you would say Hendrix Jimmy.
There you go.
The color purple, earthquakes, or pro wrestling?
Try the color purple.
Good movie. Never read the book. Good
What
movie.
two colors mix together to make purple?
Oh, well, it's nothing to do with the movie then. Unless one of the colors is spit in somebody's tea. It has nothing to do with the fucking movie. No. Beating the shit out of Harpo.
What two colors mix together to make purple?
Oh, I know this.
I'm gonna go with. Aren't you good?
What?
Steal it or new
I was
question?
still. Red and blue.
Red and blue is correct. Spin the wheel.
I would say
That was
orange
close.
at least is in the vicinity.
Don't
It's a
forget,
color
You know what I'm
person.
saying? At least I didn't say black and white.
Don't forget you got the Halo. You can always fall back on
Oh,
it.
that's a 2.
Oh,
Two.
Still
Not 2 spots.
Tyler.
1, 2.
You did it.
I am still.
It's exploding.
Oh wow. Testes.
Deserts, Native Americans, or gangsters?
I'll go gangsta.
Is this making you hungry?
What other gang? What other gang is a bitter rival of the gang known as the Crips?
Bloods.
The Bloods is correct. Spin the
Actually,
wheel.
that's a real two-dimensional point of view.
Disables.
If you're in if you're in Tacoma, Washington, it would be the folks. If you're in like say Oakland,
That's a 1.
You're really going to look at more MS-13 type interactions or
Let's
Noyes
talk about this
Familia.
weekend.
Mystery Science Theater?
Well, for white people Wikipedia, we have the Grand Canyon,
What's wrong with
The Grand Canyon.
Hunting and Fishing,
I'm a real
or
fucking criminal,
sequels.
dude. You know what I mean?
Sequels.
Sequel.
Gangsters. What?
What is the name of the third film in the Indiana Jones film franchise?
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Correct.
Yeah, good stuff.
Spin the wheel.
Hey, what did they name the dog, Michael?
Indy.
That's right. They called the dog Indy.
3.
Junior. Shut up, Junior. I hit women and I brag about it on television in interviews. People forget I was born in like 1903 or some shit.
Then he hits women.
Sharks.
He hits women.
1980s music or national monument.
He hits women.
I did that first.
1980s solo stars Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham were also members of what musical supergroup?
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac is correct. Spin that wheel.
Who was the original guitar player of Fleetwood Mac when they still were awesome?
Oh, when they were a boring blues band, I forget his
You're
name.
a dickbag. Boring blues band. You. Peter Green was
That's a
good,
one. The Apocalypse, Garbage, or Wild Card?
too. The Cockpocalypse.
Apocalypse.
The villain Apocalypse fights what team of superheroes both in the comics and a 2016 film? So,
X-Men.
yes, that was a weirdly worded question, I feel like. Spin that wheel.
Sweat drips down my bones. All you bitches chrome. Y'all skeet motherfucker.
Two. That's a two.
All skeet
1 and 2.
Shorty
Oh.
so
close to that
rich
hungry
to
one.
pop that shit harassing me and this bitch is
Right,
mad.
the
TV
TV
dramas. TV dramas. Meet are Marco Polo.
TV
Shut up.
dramas.
Shut up.
Save it for the commercial. What Aaron Sorkin political drama was awarded the best drama 4 years in a row from 2000 to 2003?
West Wing.
Correct. Spin that wheel.
Is he in there? Are you gonna get in there?
Better give me 2. Minus
Mike,
1 more.
are you
Don't
in
want
there?
one.
Not giving
Don't
you
want
one.
one.
Not giving you one.
That's a 3. Move into the rainbow ring.
I can't reach the rainbow ring.
I can't reach it.
No.
Well, I guess it's like the rest of the world.
Mike, did you
Sorry for
know
being
these
short.
sticky toes?
I know. Shields.
Horror movies
Horror movie.
is the category. Horror movies.
That's
Gotta get
right.
4 out of 5 correct
4 out of 5. That's tough.
Horror.
to get out of the rainbow ring and pull the tail of the golden
Horror.
monkey and get into Paradise Pond. You gotta get 4 out of 5
I don't
correct.
think that's a tell.
Number 1. This 1999 movie about 3 film students getting lost in the haunted woods was marketed as
Blair
found
Witch.
correct. Who was the killer in the first Friday the 13th movie?
That would be the mother.
Correct.
What's her fucking name?
I wrote Jason's mom, so I'm accepting the mother.
It's Pamela fucking Voorhees, goddammit.
Not.
Number 3. This famous actress dies within the first 5 minutes of screen.
Drew Barrymore.
Correct. This film tells the story of a small Alaskan town trying to survive a month-long vampire attack.
30 Days of Night.
Correct. That's 4 out of the
Give me the
5.
5th question.
Underrated movie.
I love that movie. It's so
Give it
fun.
to me.
This 1922 vampire film was based.
Nosferatu.
Correct.
Ah!
Based so closely on the Dracula story that producers were sued by Bram
I
Stoker's
just want to see
estate.
whatever happened to Peter one. Let's give him his 5 questions. Let's see if he could do it.
Oh,
You.
no, we're not doing that.
Michael, I got a bonus question for you.
Yeah, we
I got a special prize.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
The actor in the
Yeah.
film.
Pull the,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, pull the tail of that golden monkey.
This is a sign.
And you've entered Paradise Pond.
Wait, Joe, that's how you pull the tail of the monkey. Just see it.
Oh.
Michael, bonus question for the Schlong of Excellence.
No.
Oh, God.
The actor in the 1920 film Nosferatu's name was Max Schreck. Can you name an homage in a film made in the early 1990s starring Kim Basinger to that character?
Starring Kim Bass.
Yeah.
Music's killing me. Please repeat the question.
The name Max Schreck
Yeah.
is the name of the actor who played Nosferatu in the
Right.
1920 film
Mhm.
Nosferatu.
Uh-huh.
The name Max Schreck is paid homage. That actor is paid homage in an early 1990s Kim Basinger film that has been widely panned, but who had one of the greatest attempted auditions on fucking TV to be in that movie.
Is this a question?
Yeah, totally. There's an answer to it.
I'm really-
It's not well structured.
No,
So is this
no,
the name of
no,
the
it's
movie
actually
Kim
honest.
Basinger was in? Is that what I'm confused.
Are you
So
asking
you're
him?
asking for a title of a film that Kim Basinger was in.
That paid homage to Max Schreck.
So the whole film is paying homage to Max
There's a
Schreck.
character in the film named Max Schreck. He's the lead heavy in the film, named Max Schreck.
And it's got Kim
That should be a pretty good hit too.
Um,
Unless it's Michelle Pfeiffer. Am I mixing Kim Basinger and Michelle Pfeiffer up?
Okay.
Pretty sure it's Kim Basinger though.
Oh wait. Oh. No, it's
It
okay.
is Michelle Pfeiffer?
Are you talking about God? What was it called? Batman Returns.
That's absolutely
I
right.
never even heard
That's
that question.
correct. Yeah, that was Michelle
Is it
Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah, well, yeah, Kim Basinger's only in the first
But
Batman.
Matt Shreck was played by Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
Lance
man, you
Pfeiffer.
really fucked your question up.
Hey, but you obviously not, because you still fucking got to it. That's called stoner questions.
Nope.
Enjoy it.
That's
Oh, I gotta get a
called
picture of the
fucking
schlong of excellence. Let's get
Oh
it.
God, no.
Oh yeah, let's get a picture of you
So
sucking.
you want to play it?
Right, take
In
that
your
off.
mind, dude. In your mind.
You're on 1080p right now, sucking that thing.
In all of your minds, and you'll never forget it.
What time is it?
It's 2:30. We got enough time for another game if the winners want to play against each other.
Oh yeah, you guys.
That's the key.
You guys,
Winners against each
this
other.
is cinnamon bread, and here's chunky, and honestly, the little chunky peanut butter on it is incredible.
No, it really is
Really good.
the thing you're supposed to do right here and now.
I was actually thinking though, as soon as I finish my eggs, if Jenna Faye is amenable, then we would head back to my place. I'll finish the kitchen while you relax. And then we'll call Bob later. Your whole Bob.
Call
Wanna
Bob.
do that? Sound like a plan?
All right, are we gonna do a quick tournament of champions for the day?
Battle of
I would like to,
Champions.
but are you guys trying to skedaddle?
I'm not a champion. So Jenna Faye is not sitting and eating eggs right now if you were to do a quick tournament of champions. If she's interested. I'm eating eggs.
He's eating eggs.
Oh,
I have the
What?
ability to eat.
let's do it!
Alright, let's play one more game.
Let's get ready to fumble!
I'm the blue pasta.
Alright, that's my
Hey.
Yeah, and Mike's the green anything anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that.
The green
Ah.
Oh man, it's so
Okay,
fun to
in
go
this round, because I don't want to take 15 minutes to write more questions, we're just going to do the sports questions that I wrote.
Yeah, I couldn't answer.
that, but what about for Jenna Faye?
For both people.
She's
But
thinking.
neither one of us can do
They're
sports
very
questions.
general sports questions.
You like
I don't know
sports. He
very
thinks
many.
that sports.
I know college football, that's about it.
I know MMA, and other than that,
Yeah, that's about
Okay,
it.
fine, let's get in there.
Even then, I can't name the guys. I just know the names of the moves they do.
I don't know sports.
Jenna Faye,
Yeah.
you can ask me, and together we'll both not know together.
Maybe just the first person to reach the rainbow ring wins this tournament of champions. There will be no sink or swim, no. Perhaps.
All right, well, we're on short time.
Yeah, it's just a fun thing. Paper, rock, scissors, or rock, paper, scissors, however you people say
First
it.
hand bows.
4,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. All right. I feel like we're forgetting something. Nope.
Did we forget about Dre?
All right, here we go.
That's a hip hop reference, you guys. I like hip hop music. I don't know if you knew that.
Vegetables,
I'm
fruits,
getting that
or
more and
dragons.
more. You're just too good with it.
Fruits.
You're doing the wrong kind of older.
What fruit is
Gotta get you to
commonly
a
cited
soul
as the
club.
one Eve gives to Adam in the Garden of Eden?
Apple.
An apple. Spin that wheel.
But in the original,
Sometimes pomegranate.
it was probably a pomegranate. Yes, that's why I was. Michael, good call, sir.
They're so much better
Good
than
call,
apples.
sir.
See, I didn't get
He's
that
He's the
luxury.
most commonly not recently found out to be.
I think getting a pomegranate for the first time would be
I
worth
gotta
pissing
make
off
it
God.
one.
Nope, the small negatives are
just
positives,
seen
so
Jerry
moving on up
Fowler.
one.
What the hell?
If God
They
has
found a
pomegranates
banana.
sitting around and doesn't let you eat them, it's
There
ridiculous.
was a
Okay.
Yeah,
pineapple.
but he also created white T-shirts.
Generation X, saints or women's rights?
Where are we going?
Generation X.
I only believe in one of those things. Guess which?
Or women's rights.
Seahawks.
Women's rights.
Well, she's right. That's one I believe.
Women's
I'll be getting
rights.
this one,
I said that's one I
In
believe.
what U.S. state can you find Seneca Falls, the site of an 1848 famed women's rights convention? In what state is Seneca Falls?
I'd like to pass the glasses to Chris.
Classic glasses!
Terrible mistake.
Pass it, glasses. Pass it, glasses.
No, this is the thing you care so much about, so you know this.
In what state is Seneca Falls, where they had...
In what state?
Yep.
In Seneca Falls.
Is Seneca Falls, where there was an 1848 famed women's rights convention.
Okay.
Wild guess, 2% chance.
It's probably not Florida. Because it's very flat there, so there's no falls.
Indeed.
Probably not Nevada, because it's very dry there.
6 minutes left.
No water. 6 minutes left.
Don't, he'll take it.
Do you have the year? Do you have the year of the thing?
1848. 10 more seconds.
That is the year Oregon became
You keep
a
adding
state.
seconds.
There were seconds
He
before.
had 16 minutes. Do you wanna like
Is your
make
answer
our own
Oregon?
special handshake?
No, I have 5 minutes and like 48 seconds
No,
left.
that was bullshit.
You
It was a joke.
Well, well, why wasn't it funny, sir? What are you, Kathy?
People laughed. Other than
You're
you.
gonna pull a head out of a
Just
guy?
throw a shade out there. You might as well.
What state is Seneca Falls in?
It's New York.
It's New York. Did you know that the whole time? You son of a bitch. Spin that wheel.
I got that for you.
Fuck all you motherfuckers!
Just spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Just based on the fact that it was in
You
New
can
York.
spin.
Anarchy. I don't know what it is, but I
Oh,
love it.
-2.
Back
Blue
to the
Possums
bottom.
moved down to the bottom. But it stays on you. Angels, urban legends, or vampires?
And just a reminder, folks, Candyman is not the only
Urban legends.
Urban legends.
Final destination.
In the
We were talking
urban
about
legend,
Station 5 this morning.
what happens to drivers who flash their high beams at oncoming drivers whose headlights are off?
We gotta shuffle those cards.
Don't they get chased down and then like killed and shit?
Correct. Spin the wheel. Chased down and killed and
I don't like
shit.
these questions.
We're gonna jump into the middle.
That's how you get in the 4-H club in Salem. It's a
That's
road
how you
trip, Joe.
get out of the 4
That's a 2.
It's a road trip, Joe.
Blue bone. We got winter sports, the color brown, music videos.
The color brown has its own category.
Well, it just says brown, but I figured I would just say.
Well, but it could
Yeah,
be-
you
I get the color
No,
purple.
'cause it might be
You
like
get the
Chris
color
Brown.
brown.
Winter
Yeah,
sports,
brown.
brown, are music videos.
Right?
complicated
Music
gets brown.
videos.
What color is made
Video.
brown?
It could be Pepsi, brown and bubbly.
Videos. The groundbreaking video for what song by Aha features a mix of animation and live action?
Uh-huh. Take on me?
Correct. Spin the wheel.
What color makes brown?
What color is brown? I think all of them, right?
I get that.
Is Chipotle a color?
That's a 3. Move up 3 spots.
This is a comedian who said he
Just
only
like-
eats brown food because it's
just
more
like-
commercially efficient.
That's almost like sorry for color.
Boxing,
I had a
trains,
fart so
or
dense the other
country
day.
music.
I did have a color to it, though, I swear. Came out fell. I heard it.
Boxing, trains, or country music?
Boxing, trains, or country music.
Trains.
Olympic sport.
Trains. Who directed 1987's Throw Mama from the Train and co-starred in it with Billy Crystal?
Joe Pesci?
Steal a question or a new question?
Shit. I can't think of his name for some reason. I'll have to go new
Because you don't know it.
It was.
No, I do know it.
It was-
Danny DeVito.
A room full of comedians.
He said the right answer.
Yeah,
After
But I'd already moved on.
No, but you have a chance to get it wrong, though. And you got it right, so you win. Yeah, no, he's
Do I
right.
get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, remember last time when I said this
The
guy knows that
confidence.
guy? Excuse me, I'm just gonna... Sorry, sir. Oh, shit.
Try to get your
He
personal
gets
space then.
2.
feedback.
That's a 2.
Oh, God!
No, it's a one.
Oh, it's a 1. Sorry, I spoke too soon.
Two,
Spoke one soon.
One too soon.
Two to O.
Cable networks, exotic pets, or 2000s music.
One more time.
Cable networks, exotic pets, or 2000s music.
Cable networks.
Cable networks, it is. What channel airs the late night television block known as Adult Swim?
Oh, awesome.
Cartoon Network.
Correct, spin that wheel.
Shout out to something we like. Yeah, Cartoon Network.
About time.
I know what that is.
No.
Oh, that's that's a 1.
It's kind of windy in here.
All right.
Year, Dallas, or one-hit wonders?
First one again.
Year, like What year is it? Dallas or One Hit Wonders?
Is it Dallas, the TV show? I'll go One Hit Wonders.
I
Okay.
mean, look what they did with the color purple. It was, you know, they're gonna just be as vague as possible with it.
Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby samples what Queen hit?
I think it was proven in court that
Oh,
it does not
Under
sample that
Pressure.
song.
Under Pressure is correct. Spin that wheel.
I object, sir. It is not the same thing. It is doom doom diggy doom doom, not doom doom diddy doom diddy doom doom. It's not the same thing at all.
That's a 2. Oh,
Wango.
I believe that is the backwards Wango. Basic cable drama, extreme sports, or white?
Oh,
Basic
Yeah,
cable
I mean, come on.
drama.
I know nothing about that.
Basic cable dramas. Jump, 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 jump.
Michael will be in Paris to get to know a lot about white, so it's
The
like,
TV, I remember this is a backwards Wango. The TV program Breaking Bad took place in what state?
oh, this is hard.
Mexico New.
Correct. Spin that wheel.
Mexico.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You don't have to say
Also
it
known as
backwards, just the
California,
words in backwards.
which is Old Mexico.
But the place they do the pizza on.
New
is
Old
Arizona.
Mexico.
Aslan. It's
Oh,
Aslan.
that's a negative one.
But it's your turn.
2000s movies, actresses, or yellow?
2000s movies.
It's really weird with these color categories.
Who directed Inception in 2010 and Interstellar in
Christopher Nolan.
2014? Correct. Spin that wheel.
Toilet water. Yellow.
Toilet water yellow.
What makes
Toilet water brown.
See, I was told
Look
it
at
was
brown
too soon when we talked about brown toilets. I was told it was too soon about brown toilets.
So much fun with that.
90s television, colleges, or 70s music?
90s television.
Oh, by the way, these passing classes are still available. I just have them on my head.
Yeah.
So.
Indeed, indeed.
Oh,
And the
so
answer
you still have
pass.
passing classes.
The TV drama Northern Exposure took place in what state?
Alaska.
Correct. Spin that wheel.
Detroit.
Man, Michigan's got their own northern
Two.
exposure types.
Two.
Back to the
Backwards Wango.
Imagine Northern Exposure in
TV
Detroit.
animation, New Orleans, or 2000s TV?
See? That's
Ooh,
perfect
TV, I'll
sitcom.
go animation.
TV animation.
You could do that. Seem like
Backwards.
a doctor. I mean, it'd be like Welcome Back Kotter with a
In
different
what
doctor.
city does SpongeBob SquarePants live?
Oh, I don't know.
Bottom bikini.
Correct. Spin that wheel.
Tucson.
How does Chris not have a comment on that?
Bottom Bikini? No, that's a classic American fucking movie. I'm
That's a 2.
Their mom
Take it.
was in an interracial relationship.
Oh yeah. Pop sensation, stand-up comedy, or TV doctors?
Stand-up comedy? Stand-up comedy?
Stand-up comedy it
So they
is.
moved to her, so they moved to her, like Hamptons kind of.
Before his show Louis on FX, Louis C.K. had a show on HBO with what name? Stand Up, Lucky Louie, or Louie and Friends?
Lucky Louie.
Lucky Louie is correct. Spin that wheel.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can we remove all of the cards referencing Voldemort from the deck?
Don't be daft.
Yeah, punk.
She says daft a lot again.
That's a 1.
I'll
It's
take
like
it.
peeing on people. It's just a thing she does. She marks people.
King Arthur, planes, or horror movies?
Horror movie.
This is a special one-man show. Horror movies. We're not on a window, right? Nope. Okay. What 1974 Stephen King novel about telekinesis has been made into movies in 1976 and 2013?
One more time.
What 1974 Stephen King novel about telekinesis has been made into
Carrie.
movie? Carrie's correct. Spin that wheel. What we got? What we got? What we
I was
got?
mixed that up with pyrokinesis. That's fire.
That's why I had to hear the numbers. I was like,
Oh, it's a negative 1.
son of a gun. Alright.
Las Vegas, 60s music, or the South?
Fuck the
60s music.
60s music.
Just 'cause it's full of yeast.
What 60s band? So dumb. What 60s band had Peter Tork, Mike Nesmith, Mickey Dolenz, and
The
Davey?
Monkees.
The Monkees is correct. Spin that wheel.
Hey, we're the monkeys.
They had a cameo on Boy Meets
Monkey
World.
around.
That's a 2.
Wango.
There's the hoppin' wango. When I start talking, you start hopping. Ice, black, or elephants. You can wait till I...
Ice black elephants?
I guess I should say that. Ice, black, or elephants?
Oh man, that's a weird one. I'll go ice.
Ice, ice.
Okay.
Now I should say, when I start talking, you start hopping. Who voiced the character Manny in the Ice Age movies?
What?
Oh, John Mike was up.
Steal that question?
There's a movie called Ice Age?
Do you have a guess?
You have a guess, or you want a new question? Are you?
Does she have to have?
Oh, okay, new
So
question.
she doesn't. Oh,
New
I guess
question.
she's not on the window.
It was Ray Romano.
I figured it out right after I said it.
That's what I thought about.
It stays on. It stays on ice. What is the name of the talking snowman in Frozen?
Carrot Fucker?
Does that seem likely to you?
Steal that question,
I don't
or
know.
New question.
new question? I think we do.
Do I still hop on the foot?
No, you're
Okay.
No, you can get it wrong and stand still. It's fine.
Okay,
You can sit down again if you like.
By the way, still up, guys.
Yep. Still got the angel
Angels
passes.
and passing glasses.
Independent movies: Beethoven or the British Invasion.
Indie movies.
Independent movies.
Independent movie.
What famous director made his mark with the independent film Eraserhead?
Lynch.
Correct. Spin that wheel.
Ah, wait a minute.
That's not
David
fair.
Lynch.
It's not Jane Lynch, right? We're not confusing that with Jane Lynch.
Don't be daft.
See, she says daft a lot, guys.
You're just daft a lot.
See what I mean? She says a lot.
I only say it a lot when you're in the room.
Oh, that's
It's one. I think it counts as one. I think it counts as one.
sure. I think
She wants to be over so bad.
she wants it to be over. Terrific Trios, Auto Racing, or Atlanta.
Terrific trios.
Ooh, I hope that's a Olive Garden special. Sounds like one. doesn't it?
T-Boz, Lip Dye, and Chili.
The Holy Trinity
Oh no.
is made up of God, Jesus, and what entity?
A Holy Ghost.
Correct.
Yeah. Communion.
Do they still say Holy Ghost or do they say Holy Spirit?
You can go with either one. Holy Spirit, I think, is the more up-to-date one, but Holy Ghost sounds much cooler.
Fuck that. Horror movies. Holy Ghost.
That's a 1.
Wango.
Ooh, we're moving into the Hoppin' Wango.
Hoppin' Wango!
Video games, New England or Mars?
Video games.
Video games. When I start talking, you start hopping. What is the name of Microsoft's... Oh.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Start over.
What is the name of Microsoft's motion capture system used with both the Xbox 360? Correct. Spin that wheel.
And by the way, that is no longer functional. Connect is gone.
Oh.
Still works on my 360.
Well, it still works, but they're selling it.
And that's a 1.
Uno!
Dos.
Bingo. Uno,
What's
dos,
up?
bingo.
Oh, okay, we're getting there. Presidential elections, USSR or blue?
Elections.
Presidential elections, jump.
We blew the last presidential election because of the USSR!
Chris.
What third party candidate captured almost 19% of the popular vote in the night? Correct! Didn't even have to say the year. Impressive. Spin that wheel.
I voted for Burrow.
Oh, anything
That
but
makes
a
so
1.
much sense.
Anything but a 1. Oh, well, also a negative.
Shit.
I forgot about the negative.
By the way, we blew the last presidential election because of Russia. It was fucking funny, you guys.
I pointed at
Thank
it.
you, sir.
Oh, I forgot the color blue. Okay, pretty good. Aztecs, toys, or animated movies?
Animated movies.
What? We're not on a wingo, right? Nope. What 1991 movie was the first animated movie to be nominated for Best Picture?
The Lion King.
Steal that question?
Toy Story.
It was Beauty and the Beast.
It's a song as old as
She
time,
runs and
man.
stays with the-
Stockholm Syndrome is okay if the guy
Good day,
is rich.
people.
See you, buddy.
See you later.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
All right.
Who
Let's
is
get you in that
guy?
rainbow ring.
Come to the HS Ninja in 6 months.
Yep.
Zoos, bears, or oranges?
Zoos, bears, or oranges?
Oh, sorry, just orange.
Oh. I'll go orange. Let's see what's happening with the color
Alright.
orange today.
On
What
what
rhymes
media
with-
platform does Orange is the New Black air?
Netflix.
Netflix is correct. Spin that wheel.
Lesbians!
Doing the thing.
Lesbians.
That's a 1.
Oh man, I keep having a hop.
We're trying to heat it up in here, actually, Michael. And the secret is we're just trying to raise the temperature.
Alligators and crocodiles, Hawaii, or supermodels?
Well, I don't like any of these categories. Alligators and crocodiles.
Alligators and crocodiles it is. When I start talking, you start hopping. Alligators are native to the United States and what other country?
Mexico.
Steal or new question?
New question.
What country was Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, from?
Australia?
That's correct. You want me to spin the wheel for you?
Could you please?
I never get to do this. This is cool.
Yay!
It's a pretty good spin.
Terrible spin.
No,
No, I feel really good about it.
Cuts back on time, right? That's a -1. Sorry.
And so when you go, so I have to get up on the stage to jump on a foot or something?
This one you say the answer backwards.
Oh, backwards answers.
Indeed. Let me grab some questions. Train wrecks, mummies, or bon appetit?
Bon appetit.
What rich sauced shellfish dish was invented in a New Orleans restaurant during the 1880s and named after one of America's first self-made millionaires?
Definitely got to shuffle those cards.
What?
That's a ridiculous question.
Yeah, I know the answer to this one. That is our reminder.
What rich
You already
sauced,
got the capacity glasses.
what rich sauced shellfish dish was invented in a New Orleans restaurant and named after one of America's first millionaires?
I want a halo situation. Can I get a halo?
It's not a bad
That's
idea.
an angel pass.
Damn it! I was totally about to use the passive glasses
Do
to
you have a,
and steal that question.
Do you have a
There's
guess?
no point using it to steal it. Yeah, there's
No, if she had answered it incorrectly.
Yeah, but now she knows.
Yeah.
What?
You can still
No, because there's no.
if
she's
she
got the
doesn't have an
arrow.
answer, he can still steal it and then do a spin, but then the next question still goes to her. That's how it works.
What?
Yeah.
Have you written
She
this
gets an
down?
answer. Yeah,
and
that's how
looked
we know
at
if
the
the
full
last
story?
word.
That's right.
We know!
Do you have an answer?
Nope.
No. Do you know?
Can I use the passive glasses?
Sure.
Or you can.
Passive glasses.
Passive glasses.
Can you repeat the question, please?
What rich sauced shellfish dish was invented in a New Orleans restaurant during the 1880s and was named after one of America's first self-made millionaires?
Can you use it in a sentence?
I don't know. Can you? Crab Louie.
It's Oysters Rockefeller.
It's Oysters Rockefeller. So you can spin now, and if you get a 3, you get an get another spin. Those.
That's our first, by the way, spin we've ever had. It was so bad we had to do it over.
I have ripped it off the wall before.
That's a 3. You go into the rainbow ring. Oh, that's it, because we don't have any other questions. So no sink or swimmo in this championship round, so you're the winner.
Yay!
Green Lizards win, unless you want to hear some of these sports questions.
Sure, hit me with them.
What college did Michael Jordan attend?
USC?
Anybody? UNC, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Which NFL team has the most Super Bowl wins?
Cowboys?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, they do!
Name 3 teams that Shaquille O'Neal played for.
Bulls.
Hey!
That's not right, anyways.
Bears, Bulls.
Bears.
Fuck if I know, Suns.
Nope.
No!
Orlando.
Oh, the Suns was one of them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought so.
There were 6 teams.
LA.
LA is one of them.
And one other, what would it be?
Magpies.
What?
Charlotte?
Incorrect.
Hornets.
There's Orlando Magic, LA Lakers, Miami Heat, Phoenix Suns, Cleveland Cavs, and the Boston Celtics.
We're going to play for Cleveland.
Bear Bryant was a famous head coach for this college football team.
Indiana?
Alabama.
I haven't gotten a single one right.
You might get this.
Chomobama.
Iced tea mixed with lemonade is a drink named after this golfer.
Oh!
Jack Nicklaus.
Arnold Palmer.
Palmer.
Jack Nicklaus never quit drinking.
That's right, I knew that.
Wow, not a single one. Not
Tyler.
a single. You guys know my weakness now.
Tyler, do you want to wrap it up?
What? What?
You're being filmed. Do you want to? Do you want to?
Oh, I forgot about that.
You want to close your show?
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming to church camp. Clap so it sounds like people. We've all been bamboozled. What? What?
Well,
What?
3 dozen.
Oh, yes. Don't
The
put
full
camera
room
on.
that the camera's not catching.
Good night.